Which decade of shooting guards has the best? Now I'm going to go over these decades, but quite frankly, I think this is a no-brainer. You had the 1990s headlined by Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Reggie Miller, and Mitch Richmond. We all know that Michael Jordan is probably the greatest player of all time. He is the greatest player of all time in a lot of other people's eyes. But yeah, the 90s were pretty top heavy. Then you get to the 2000s where you have four complete juggernauts. Kobe Bryant is one of the top 10 greatest players ever. Allen Iverson is one of the greatest, if not the greatest volume scorer of all time. Tracy McGrady was incredibly skilled, especially back then for his time, at 6'9", able to score anywhere on the court and a good defender. And Ray Allen's the greatest shooter of all time before Stephen Curry. Then you have the 2010s, the decade that I'm most familiar with. James Harden, who was going months at a time averaging 40 a night. Dwayne Wade, who was a two-way beast during his career, especially his prime. You can say the same about Klay Thompson, who dropped 60 on 11 dribbles. And then you have the mid-range assassin, DeMar DeRozan. Then you come to the 2020s. Devin Booker is already one of the highest paid players of all time, and he's only 28 years old. That's how good he is. He also dropped 70 in a game once. Another guy that also dropped 70 in a game, Donovan Mitchell. Another really good shooting guard. Anthony Edwards is pretty much the Jordan of our time. I mean that stylistic-wise, not accomplishment-wise yet. Everyone calm down, put your pitchforks away. And then you have Jaylen Brown, a man who was the second option on a Celtics championship team and a really good player. Now, you'll probably, recall me earlier in this video saying this is a no-brainer because the 2000s take this in a sweep. And here's my psychology behind it. The 2000s has four guys who at one point were number one options on their teams. Kobe Bryant was the number one option in the later 2000s. The Lakers won a title. Allen Iverson carried Philadelphia's awful offense to a title appearance in 01 when he faced Kobe and Shaq and, well, couldn't do anything about it because it's Kobe and Shaq. Ray Allen may not have been the greatest number one option, but he was the greatest shooter of all time before Steph Curry touched the court, so you gotta give him credit there. And it's a shame that Tracy McGrady couldn't stay healthy, but people forget that this guy was a legitimate 33 points a night in the dead ball era. So yeah, the 2000s take the cake. I think there are some that could be more top heavy. I think the 90s are a very top heavy time for guards, but it's not as balanced as this 2000s lineup. Let me know what you think. I'm very interested.